If I can right now. And Joel, as we are watching now, the president's plane, Air Force One, has landed and has come to a stop, and we will wait to see the president get off of that plane. Talk to us about what we know about the hostage negotiations. I know Qatar, among other countries, has joined in the hostage negotiations. The stakes here for the president, for the human price that is being paid by Americans who are on the ground in Israel, are extraordinarily high. Give us your thoughts on that as the president lands.
Yeah, Chris, you pointed to the right country, Qatar. Qatar is a country that is a close American ally, and they also have deep ties into Hamas, into the political leadership, which is living in Doha. And Qatar, with Israeli approval for a number of years now, has been providing assistance to Gaza through Hamas. So they're leaning into Hamas, without a doubt, trying to get the message across that no good will come of this. This is a horrible situation, taking hostages, taking civilians, and bringing them into the Gaza Strip, bringing them into a position of additional suffering. And so Qatar is the key to this in these negotiations. And I think to this broader point of the high priority that this president places on American citizens abroad, on securing the release of Americans, be it that they're held in Russia or in Iran, North Korea, it doesn't matter. President Biden's made this a top priority, and that's very important because that shows to countries like Qatar and others that this means a lot in terms of the bilateral relationship with the United States.
I mean, Qatar has had some success, and in fact, many examples of success in being a mediator in these hostage situations. They recently played a role in freeing two Americans. I think it was a nun and an aid worker who were released in Africa. A Qaeda-affiliated group in Syria released a journalist, an American journalist, after negotiations were held. But as Rob said, Hamas is very good at holding hostages, and it's a completely different situation when you're dealing with this terrorist group. Talk about the complexities of that, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, look at what we just saw a couple of days ago. Young woman, French-Israeli, a young woman being paraded in front of the cameras, essentially being forced to mouth words. This is a human rights violation. This is these people are suffering, and they are under deep strain. I think that the complexity here, though, is as well with the war planning. And there are a lot of questions about when will Israel invade potentially on the ground? Why are they not going in? And there's multiple strategic issues, but also these hostages and not putting them at further risk. And it's a very, very dangerous situation. A lot of people in Israel are now debating whether or not the prime minister himself is thinking about them at the highest priority. I think President Biden will also make that clear that this does need to be at the top of mind of any invasion, to not put them at risk. But again, that's out of our control, and that's fully in Hamas's hands right now, which is why mediators like Qatar matter so much, to try to spring the people, the old, the young, the babies. There are so many people that are captured right now that it really boggles the mind.